Good day, everyone. Today I'll be discussing the difference between the legal and ethical obligations of a responsible citizen speaker and a demagogue. Based on the content we'll explore this week, both types of speakers use public speech to influence others, but their approaches and intentions are vastly different. Let's break this down into three key areas: legal obligations, ethical responsibilities, and the impact on a democratic society. Both responsible citizen speakers and demagogues must adhere to legal standards when speaking publicly. Laws protect freedom of speech under the First Amendment, but there are limits. For example, speech that incite violence, spread false information, libel or slander, or violates privacy rights can lead to legal consequences. Responsible citizen speaker. A responsible speaker respects these legal boundaries. They ensure their speech is truthful, avoid harm, and promote constructive dialogue. For instance, Secretary Hillary Clinton's speech at the National Prayer Breakfast, referenced in Chapter 1, demonstrates how a responsible speaker uses language to inspire and unite without crossing legal lines. A demagogue, on the other hand, often pushes legal limits. They may be used inflammatory language, spread misinformation, or manipulate emotions to incite fear or hatred. While they may not always break the law, their speech often skirts the edge of legality, prioritizing personal or political gain over societal well-being. Ethical obligations go beyond the law and focuses on the moral duty of a speaker to act in the best interest of their audience and society. Responsible citizen speaker. Ethical speakers prioritize honesty, respect, and the common good. They engage in a differentiation, a process of thoughtful discussion aimed at finding solutions to society's issues. As Chapter 1 highlights, ethical speakers think critically, speak responsibly, and aim to foster understanding rather than division. They also practice active listening, as discussed in Chapter 2, ensuring they understand their audience needs and concern before responding. A demagogue often disregards ethical responsibilities. They use demagogy, a tactic that exploits emotions like fear or anger to manipulate audiences. Instead of fostering dialogue, they create division, often by scapegoating certain groups or spreading falsehood. For example, a demagogue might use fear mongering to gain support, even if it harms social cohesion or spread misinformation. The way a speaker uses their platform is proof and implications for democracy. Responsible citizen speaker. Responsible speakers strengthen democracy by promoting civic engagement and ethical communication. They encourage citizens to think critically, participate in public discourse, and work towards collective solutions. For example, initiatives like the National Islam Forums mentioned in Chapter 2 emphasize the importance of listening and deliberation in democratic processes. Demagogues undermine democracy by eroding trust and fostering polarization. Their tactics often lead to passive syndrome, where citizens disengage from public discourse, or automatic rejection, where people dismiss opposing views without consideration. This creates a toxic environment where constructive dialogue becomes impossible. key difference in practice. Let's look at a practical example. A responsible citizen speaker addressing climate change might present scientific evidence, acknowledging different viewpoints, and propose actionable solutions. They aim to educate and inspire collective action. A demographic addressing the same issue might dismiss scientific consensus, blame specific group, example foreign governments or elites, and use fear to rally support without offering real solutions. In summary, the key differences between a responsible citizen speaker and a demagogue lies in their adherence to legal and ethical standards as well as their impact on society. Responsible speakers uphold the law, act ethically, and strengthen democracy through constructive dialogue. Demagogues, while sometimes are operating within legal boundaries, often disregard ethical, exploit emotions, and harm democratic process. As aging public speaker, we must strive to be responsible citizen speaker. This means practicing critical listening, speaking with integrity, and prioritizing the common good. By doing so, we can contribute to a more informed, engaged, and ethical society. Thank you for listening, and I look forward for your thoughts and questions.